All right, today we're going to be working on this 2016 Ram 1500. We're going to be doing the water pump. Now, first off, we're going to go ahead and pop this loose right here. We're going to get this cowling off, and we're going to take the clutch fan off, which is down here. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's get at it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the clutch fan off. So I'm going to look at the new water pump, and I'm going to look at the threads. Some of these are backwards threads, the reverse threads. In this case, this model is. So it's righty-loosey, lefty-tighty for that clutch fan. And you can look at the threads and see that. Okay. So next, the way I'm going to get this off, come around here, is I'm going to put my wrench on here. Okay, so I'm going to put pressure on it, and then I'm going to tap it right here like this while I'm pulling, and it's free. So I'm not going to tap it to the side. I'm not going to tap it on top. I'm going to tap it right here at this angle. Just like this. And that's how it comes off. Okay, now that I've got that done, I'm going to come over here to the fan cover, and I'm going to take it off with a 1/2-inch wrench. Right here. I'm going to take this side off, and there's one on the other side. Here on the other side. And there's also this sensor. Alright, now that we got those bolts out, we're just going to move this up. This just clips in. And this is, we're going to pop this loose. It just pulls up, just like this. Okay? So that's loose. We're going to unscrew the clutch fan. It's loose already. So you can spin it with your hand. We're just going to spin it with our hand. Just like I'm doing. We're going to pull it out as one piece with the clutch fan in the guard. The fan guard. There it is. Set it there. I'm going to put this back out of the way. Let's put it like that. Alright, so next we're going to have to undo this. This is for another fan, an electric fan as well as the clutch fan. Okay. Then behind here, over here, Clyde. Behind here, this is the electric fan. So you're going to have to pop this loose right here on the side. There's a little push pin. You're going to push the pin. And then pop the fan up. Like that. Okay? So now we're going to pull all together. Alright, so underneath the truck, where the fan guard is, there are these little clips holding it in. So you got to come under here and pull these out. There's 3 of them. Then you can get this out. Alright, so we got this out. After we got it out, there's a nice little quick release underneath that you pop this loose and you can get this out without having to hassle with it the way I did. So I went ahead and undid it. We're going to put it back that way. It'll be way easier than pulling all 3 at once. Alright, so our next step, we're going to start taking the water pump off. Alright, so we're going to take this bracket right here off first. It's still a 1/2-inch wrench. Pop it loose there. And I'll pop it loose right here. Okay, that's it. Alright, next we're going to take this off. What we're going to do first is pull this red piece out. See, it moves. You're going to pull it up and then push down, and this will come out. See, when it's down, it'll lock. It's a lock. All right, next, we're gonna take the belt off. We're gonna use our ratchet wrench on the tensioner, and I got a piece of pipe. And then I'm just gonna push it, just like that. And I'm gonna pull the belt off, and I'm gonna remember the way the belt goes. And then release the pressure. Next, I'm gonna use a 5/8, and I'm gonna pull off the tensioner, because this is part of the water pump back here. This has to go on to the new water pump. Next, we're gonna go ahead and take these 2 bolts off where the thermostat is. This too also is part of the water pump. And we're also gonna pull off the hoses. This one, these 2 in the bottom, and the big one down here. We'll leave the big one until I get the rest of the bolts off. We'll do it last. Pop the thermostat out. Right, now I'm going to take the sensor off. This is the heat sensor, tell you how hot the vehicle is. Temperature sensor. I'm going to pull that off. Alright, so now we got 13 bolts all the way around this thing. They're all 13 millimeter. So we're going to work our way around and get them all loose. I'm not going to take it all the way off yet because I want to pull these hoses off first while it's still attached, but I want to break them loose. That one's different. Alrighty. So now that I got them all loose, I gotta get this one. And I'm gonna take these 2 off, and these 2 right here aren't loose yet. So I'm gonna take this, and this off now. And by the way, this is what's wrong with this thing. See if you can see this. Look at that. Completely shot out. Alright, so when you get these hoses off, you don't want to mix them up. So I put them so that they're not mixed up. A nice little trick too, once you get the clamps off, you just take your pliers and put it around it and give it a good spin, and that'll pop it loose, and it'll be easy just to push off with your hand. I don't want to kill my battery so that other one charges. So I'll just right, so this one's a 15. This is where that bracket right here attaches to. So a couple of these are going to be different. So this one in particular, you're going to have to remember a few of them. All right, now I'm going to take them all off. Okay, so as I pulled off each bolt, I put them where they go. As you can see here, some of these are really long, some are really short, some are really long with washers. And then you have this one, and then you have another size. There's multiple sizes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all these and use the old pump, and over here, the old pump, and I'm going to take them one at a time out and put them where they go. That way I know that it's going to be correct. They're going to go back in the same place they got taken out. This is just how I do it. It works for me. You can do it however you like if you got a good memory. This is just what I do. So now I'm going to clean this up too, right here where the gasket goes. I can feel it nice and groovy with my hand. So I'm going to scrape that clean. And you can see right here where that bearing had gone out and just scraped right into it. Okay, so after I do that, we're going to begin to install the new pump. And basically we're just going to do everything in reverse. Okay, so we're going to put the new gasket in, which I did. It only goes in one way. So you put that on, then I'm going to set the pump in with a couple screws and hand tighten them to make them snug, and then I'm going to put all the rest of the screws in. I'm just going to snug them up, and then I'll go back and tighten them a little at a time, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So what I've done, I put all the long ones in all the way around, just the big ones. And it's not completely tight, it's just snug. I'm just going to keep doing that. Get the same bolts right where they went before. Okay, now I got them all snug. Now I'm going to go back with my wrench, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to tighten them up. Not too much, just enough. Okay? I'm going to go to each one. I'm going to skip around. Just a little tight. I'm going to go down here. Okay, once I got them all tight, I'm going to go around and make sure again. And check all of them, make sure I didn't miss any. Now we're going to put the tensioner back on. It only goes one way. It has a little groove here. It goes into that hole. It'll lock into there. Here's the impact driver. Speed it up. And then I'll hand tighten it to finish it off. Make sure. All right, for the temperature sensor, you're going to need some plumber's tape. So it's good to go ahead and put a little bit on there because we don't want any leaks. Just give it a couple passes. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and reinstall that. It goes right here. And put that plumber's tape on it. And that should keep it from leaking. I'll use the... Okay. Now hand tighten some more until it stops. Alright, now we're going to plug it back in. And we're going to go ahead and put this on right here. Next, I'm going to put these hoses back on. I'll start with the big one here, and then I'll put these little two ones on. All right, we're going to put the belt back on now. All right, now we got the belt back on. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the fan and the fan cowling on. We're going to save this one for last, the thermostat. We're just going to put it out of the way for right now. Okay, so we're going to put these together and we're going to put it back in here. That could be a little tricky. Alright. Now these are going to sit in this little groove down here. All right, now what we got to do is we got it locked in. So you can see it locks right here with these little clamps. It holds it in on both sides. Right here. It's in the groove down below. You can't see it, but there's a little groove that you put it in. So the fan is in. Then we're going to put the cowling now back on the fan cowling. And it's going to go in a little groove in the bottom as well and sit right here on top and bolt up with these 2 bolts right here, one on each side. Okay, and the other thing you want to not forget is to plug this back in. So this is for the electric fan part. And it's snapped in. Now the clutch fan, we're actually going to put it in underneath the vehicle, since we discovered that it had a release in the bottom of that, so that we've undone that. That goes underneath. So this is going to go on easier from underneath the vehicle. The same when you take it off, it's going to be better to take this off first. That way you can get it in and out easier without doing all 3. And we're just going to go right in. Look how easy that is. Super easy. I'm going to set it in there. And just remember, it's reverse threads. So you're just going to spin it until you can't spin it no more with your hand. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're going to use our wrench. Remember, it's reverse threaded. Put it on there. We're going to pull it as tight as we can get it. On top, as much as I can get it. And then I'm going to tap it at that angle. And just to check it, I'm going to go backwards. So we're on. I'll give it one more tap just to make sure. We're good. Now I'm going to put the piece on the bottom of this. Alright, now we're going to put our new thermostat in. It goes like this. It needs to go right into the hole, which it slides right in because it's new. It's going to go just like this. Put this back. Just like that. Be careful when you're tightening these. Do not over tighten these. Alright, now we're going to put this back on. It goes right here. That wrong way. This way. Alright, now that we got all that stuff put back together and done, we're ready to go ahead and put the coolant in. We're going to put the coolant in and add water. So we're going to add water while we're putting the coolant in at the same time until it fills up. And once it fills up, we're going to start the truck and run it and let it pull it down. When the thermostat opens, it's going to pull more water in, and we'll top it off with water. And we're also going to check for leaks, check our work, make sure we did a good job. Alright, so we filled it up. now we got the truck running. It's going to keep taking water. We're going to wait as it heats up and the thermostat opens and until it completely fills up. It will start spitting out right here when it's done. And while it's doing that, we're looking for leaks. And we have looked, we got no leaks. So we've done it right. And that's it. That's all you got to do. If you like this video, it helps you out, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Thank you.